Not ready.
Not ready. Tough. Look, we've got 133 people waiting for us to go live.
We'll have to wait.
Right. Have you got your best pants on?
I haven't even combed my hair.
Hello and welcome to Flory Models live at 7:30 on the 26th of March 2020 for our sort of normal-ish Thursday night show. Welcome to everybody who's watching. We are live as well, I hope to Madge, because I haven't told the guys this, on the internet as well. So P's and Q's tonight, gentlemen, because we are live to the world. It's not just the Flory clan, purely because I forgot to change the settings over and all the rest of it. So we're all good. Anyway. So we're all there. So we've got 124 in the room already and 3 likes. Remember everyone, like and subscribe, and remember to click that ring bell button thing. Anyway, I'm actually getting quite addicted to YouTube now. Right, this is it. It's the future. Anyway, good evening to everybody. I trust you're all very well. Hopefully, a lot of you have probably been following us live over the last few days. Obviously, all this week we've been live in one form or another. 2 shows yesterday. I know that caused a load of confusion. And lots of you are messaging me saying, Phil, you've got the wrong date up because it was yesterday's. And they hadn't clicked on it because it said live 7:30 and that's normally the one for Thursday night. And a lot of the members were like, you've got the wrong date. And it wasn't. It was yesterday's. So that's because we were on yesterday and we were on last night as well. Don't forget, you can catch up with all the ones we've done before, either via YouTube, or you can actually go through the actual usual things in the vlog pages and things like that to catch up with all the old builds. So if you're bored and you want a bit of background noise of us lot yabbing and talking rubbish as always, then you can catch up with us just there. So, how are we doing then, guys?
David says I'm in the wrong corner.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's it. Yes, no, they are. I can't, but I could, but I'm not going to.
There, but no,
it's complicated. I've even set us up, which everyone's got their own screen tonight. Look, hold on, here we go. So we have Nathan.
Hello.
We have Andy. And we have Matt. And you get me. And you get me spray booth. And you get the web. And you get all of us. So we're all posh tonight. I actually spent a few minutes setting this all up. So yes, we are all here. As always. Goody, goody, goody. So, Nathan, how's it going?
All right. Not too bad. Done nothing since we were on yesterday. But no. Gardening, sunshine, babysitting my own daughter, which isn't really babysitting.
No. Does that count as babysitting when it's your own child?
That's called parenting.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's the one. Parenting.
I was wondering what that was for. Yeah, that's about. Stay-at-home dad is what I've become in this crisis.
Yeah.
This is it.
Andy's
the expert on that one. He's a professional. And Matt, how's the old bum? Has he got buns of steel yet from doing your workout?
There. Hey, I'm getting there, and I ate less as well today, so it's obviously doing some good.
That's it.
But I have vowed with my daughter that we were going to try and carry on because I'm actually really enjoying it. Who'd have thought?
Oh.
I know. I'm quite looking forward to 9 o'clock tomorrow for another half an hour of sit-ups and jumping and general exercise. But yeah, apart from that, I've done a little bit more on my little tank off screen because I weren't happy with the colour. Actually, do you know what? I've found something out today. I'm in a bit of a dilemma. Okay, these wasn't used in the desert. Okay.
Oh right.
These were Kursk first used, those Russia, and then later. So Matchbox have kind of got it wrong. But I mean, I'm building it. I think I'm just going to build it as an Africa Core one anyway, just because it's a nostalgia build and it don't matter. But yeah, it put me in a dilemma this afternoon of, right,
it's in the wrong colour.
Do I, will it bug me enough to have to actually do it properly, or just carry on? But I've decided just to carry on. Who cares? And I've done a bit more.
It's looking a bit better.
It looks a bit more natural. I did actually manage to melt one of the leaves.
Right.
Set fire to it with my little candle.
All right.
But there you go.
That means you have to do the desert one because you didn't have many palm trees in the Battle of Kursk, did they?
No.
Well, I'm thinking, they were used in Italy, must have palm trees in Italy, so I could sort of. But my little crew members have got Africa Corps gear on. Obviously, a little Rommel here, that probably can't see, has got all these Africa Corps gear on. So I think we'll just carry on as we was and have a bit of fun. Not getting all, rivet canter over it. So,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very good. Right, so plan of action for today, because obviously we want to keep somewhat normality. We'll have a look around the group builds in a minute, because obviously we don't want those to be forgotten. We can have a look around the actual Matchbox group build as well. What we'll do in tomorrow's live show in the afternoon is I'll show some of you guys who've been emailing me your pictures over, because obviously probably you're non-members, and I can show those up, but I need to queue them up in the system to be able to show those. So I'll do that for us tomorrow, because we'll do the Friday roundup show. We'll do it like we did last week, so we'll have it as a live show as well, all in one, and we'll go through the the thing of it that way. I think it'll be the easiest. The other thing just to mention, for some reason I cannot get into my own chat room, which, yeah, trust me, I was on with the devs just before we came on air, giving them both barrels, so I am stuck solely today in the actual YouTube chat. So apologies if anyone's thinking I'm not ignoring you or anything. It's just I physically can't get in there. And that person that was in there earlier wasn't me. It's one of the devs from the forum people were saying I can get in there.
Speaking of which, Phil, John Christmas says, Phil, could you stop the stream at 8 to allow us to pause the care workers? I myself work for the NHS as well as many others on here, and unfortunately a work colleague's father just died in the last hour due to the virus. I think this would be a wonderful gesture if we could do this for her.
We can do that. Somebody remind me, please, because I'm rubbish at keeping time. So yes, as long as we shout out at 8 o'clock, of course we will. And we can do that. That's not a problem. We can do that one. Right, okay then. So I think what we'll do first, if we have a look around the forum bits and pieces, we can get that out of the way, then we can see what you guys have been working on. I've been busy today as well because I finished deckling and everything, the MIG. So that one's all done amongst everything else. Hold on, wrong camera. So first of all, if we pop into the old 4M, we're in here. So the group builds are, these were started before the world went belly up. So down in here, we've actually got the group build, which is the Latin America group build that started on the 1st of January. That seems a world away, doesn't it, really? That's going to finish on the 30th of June. So we've got 92 on the go on that one, but we've got 29 finished. So I thought we could pop in here and have a look at some of the finishers. Okay, so we've got John. He's done the Kinetic Super Etendard with everything. Oh, that looks a bit nice, doesn't it?
Does, doesn't it?
Mm.
Nice.
Yes, I do like an Etendard. I think it's a nice looking aircraft.
It is. Ooh.
And I don't think that's a bad kit either. The kit.
Yes, it's supposed to be a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be one of their better ones, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Speaking, yeah, I was going to say, I was just trying to think. I don't think I've actually reviewed that kit though, have I?
No.
I don't think I have. So
No.
yes, no, he's done a cracking job on that one. Very, very nice indeed.
Yep.
Very nice.
I know you did the Kafir,
Yeah, but I don't remember doing the.
because
the
I've actually got your reviewed Kafir box in here.
Ooh,
That looks really cool in that scheme
It
as well
does.
with the anchors on the top of the wing. It looks really good.
very nice. Okay, so we've got an AFV. So this is the 48 scale F5E. Oh, whose markings? I'm rubbish at markings. Whose is this one then? This is the
Chile.
Chile or
Is it
Venezuela.
Chilean? Is
It's got a
it?
star on it. I can't.
Yeah, is that Chilean?
It could be, isn't it? Scroll down a bit.
When you're doing it, guys, put it who it is because I'm useless.
Have a look.
I'm very
Sure,
bad.
it's not Brazilian.
Is it Brazil?
Is it? Yeah, it could be actually.
that-
Yes.
The yellow.
Let's see.
I can't see it's a bit dark. I think
Yeah,
It's got a star on the rudder. It's Chile. Oh, that's not Chile.
that's Brazil, isn't it?
that's
it's Brazil,
Brazilian,
that, yeah.
isn't it?
It
It's
does
got.
look cool with the greens, doesn't it?
Has it got a Brazilian?
Oh,
No,
jump.
it's got a landing strip.
Yeah, Chris says it's Brazil.
It is Brazilian.
You
There
guys
we go.
said before we came on, keep it clean, and you've lasted 9 minutes.
We've done well. That's good for us.
All right, the guys are saying I think I have reviewed an Etendard because I'm talking about the Exocets. There you go. I don't know. I'll have a look in a minute. That's going to bug me.
I was going to say, sure that weren't Kitty Hawks. because
I
they've
don't know.
got that.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Speaking of a Brazilian,
Here we go.
got the Hobby Boss P36 done by John. Ooh, look at that. So there we go. That confirms the markings.
Yeah.
It does it. I thought the others were different to that.
Yeah, but it's the
No, I
same
think the other
type.
one's
It's just a
low.
different. They've done it in a different font.
Low vis ones or something, the other ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Very nice.
something different, isn't it?
So that
Yeah.
looks like a bit of. If you didn't have the front end on it, isn't it? It's just the same as a P40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same wing spar sections and the backer, but the front end,
Got a radial engine.
they've gone with the radial, haven't they?
Did you say want that the one before the P40?
That was it? What, the predecessor?
I think it
The
might.
numbering would suggest it comes before it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that lineage.
You knew. That's the best thing about this group build. You
Yeah,
see
look underneath. Sorry, Dave. I'm just
It's
looking at the
a
wheel
ball.
wells. That's P40.
Yeah.
that is P40 without the
Yeah.
engine. Best thing about this group build is bringing up some like old American Warbird type aircraft in cool markings.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably still use that.
Probably. Very nice. Very cool indeed. So congratulations. What else we got? Let's have a look. We've got Dragonfly. So super tweet.
Peruvian.
So
Cool.
this is from Chris. And this is from
Peru. Peru. It says
is
at
it
the top.
Peru?
Yeah, it says at the
Oh
top.
yeah,
Look.
Peruvian Air Force. Sorry, I didn't read that bit. There we go.
Ground balls look like Spanish ones, don't they?
Oh look,
Nice.
bit of a tail sitter going on there.
Stop it blowing away.
Yeah, that's it. Very nice.
Cool that.
Hell of
Very
a
cool.
bomb, isn't it?
Super tweet.
Thanks. Because surprised it can get off the ground.
It's going to be the least threatening looking bomber ever designed.
Sounds
Yes. It's a happy plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a 30-second special hobby, H75 Ohawk. And where's the pictures? We're missing pictures, I think.
Missed one.
No, there they are.
Oh, cool.
So which nationality is that? Looks like Greek.
That's Argentina, yeah.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Guess the decals.
It is. It's like guess the markings.
Guess the country.
Yeah.
God, it reminds me of aircraft recognition competitions when I was an air cadet.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Nice, though.
of that tail.
It is. Yeah, the clue's on the tail, really. Very nice, that.
Yeah, it's cool that.
Nicely weathered. Cool. Very good.
Does look- yeah.
Very nice indeed. Okay, what else we got? We just did the special hobby. Oh, look, somebody else going for a world record length of
Yeah.
name. Are they trying to get out to each other? So Toby's gone for it this
I
time.
think so.
So who was that from? Phil?
This is the Airfix 72nd.
Yeah, and the rest of it.
Well, it's
Oh,
Argentinian,
Andy,
isn't it?
you'll
It's
Yeah,
I can't pronounce any of that.
Well, you're
Ecuador
Spanish
de la
fluent.
Cruz la Atlantique and the Naval. Yeah. South
Oh.
Atlantic, April, May 1982. That's close enough.
That's cool. That's a handsome little aeroplane.
They are.
It is, isn't it, actually,
They
yeah.
are. Very
Yeah.
nice.
That kit is a belter of a kit as well. I loved building that for the turkey shoot.
It's a good kit,
Yeah.
Nice job on that.
but it's back out as well.
It's brilliant little kit. It just needs that avionics spine on it. That's
Yeah,
what they
put
need
the
to
hump
do.
on the top.
Yeah.
It's a nice job of that though.
Mm.
Lovely.
Apparently, it had lots of cooling problems as well because when I was watching the old fighter pilot podcasts, they were talking about the different versions. So originally, it had all the electronics in the nose, so the pilot's feet used to get really hot from it. So when they moved it up out to the back and it had its own cooling issues, it was a lot cooler in the cockpit apparently. So yes, very nice, very cool. Okay, what else have we got? I've got anything? Oh yeah. So we've got.
Is that a boat?
It is
Yeah,
an
it's
ironclad.
boats.
So it's Peruvian ironclad. How would you pronounce that? We reckon.
Ironclad. I don't know. It's a boat.
It was Scar, isn't it?
Huskar, yeah, that's different. I have never in my life seen that before, so that's always good.
Cool, isn't
It
it?
is nice little diorama base as well with the water
Well
effects.
built.
Yeah,
Very
Yeah.
nice that.
Hats off to that.
not something you hear much
And it's a
about.
bit cool.
It is.
Peruvian Navy, is it?
That's when they were a force to be reckoned with, clearly, in them days.
Yeah. Yeah, nice that.
Very
Good
nice.
job.
I like that. Cool. That's the nice thing about the group builds. We get some really stuff you've never seen before. Speaking of which, this will be the funny colour P3, won't it? So this is Colin, and he's done the Revell 72nd, which is the old Hasegawa kit, isn't it?
Yeah. Cheers.
There it is. Look at that. That's
Cool.
very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like it in that colours as well.
Yeah, it looks
That's
small.
nice with a forced perspective.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That is
Did you
Looks
say
like
what
it's
colour he did it in the end?
I don't know. I'm going to say it doesn't look like what we were saying it was going to be, was it? It looks
That's the one where
darker, but it
decided
works.
based on the it's ex-Dutch, wasn't it? So we just went
Yeah.
with Dutch painted it.
Yeah,
That looks cool.
very cool.
Argentina's popular with this group build, isn't it?
It is.
It's cool tails. Oh, the tails always look really cool on Argentinian stuff.
Just scroll down a little bit, Phil. I think he says with Tamiya. Oh no, right, that's what he's got on there.
No. Very cool. That I like that. Okay, right. There we go. Tucano. Been talking about those a lot recently. Keith done it. Look at that for a colourful one.
Blimey, that's nice and bright.
Another
That
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
So this is the 48 scale Hobby Boss.
That's well cool.
That's cool in those markings, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's hard work getting schemes like that to look that good.
Yeah. No, like that. We like it a lot.
Yeah, it's not something you can weather either, is it?
No, no. You leave alone on that.
It's like doing a car in it. You got to get your finish just
Yeah.
spot on.
So well done, Keith. Fantastic job there. What else we got? Another one with a massively long name.
Same
That's the
one,
other one,
isn't it?
isn't
Is
it?
it the same one?
Same one, yeah.
Oh right, okay. Is it bounced back? Has it got back down there? Oh
think
yeah,
that's
no, we've
Gordon's
already seen
build.
that one
Same
because that's
aircraft.
Gordon's, isn't it? Gordon did one as
Yeah.
well, but we have
Yeah.
seen that one. We saw that one last week, I think. Right, okay. So we've got the P47. I think we're back to where we saw before actually last week. Very nice though. Good job getting that round.
Yeah.
'Cause it's quite complex on that curve. Very nice. So the triangle is where? I'll scroll back up and look.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got.
Oh, it's Mexican.
Mexico.
There we go.
You just pop it over the top of American markings. That says straight. You look
Yeah. That way you can fly both sides on the border and won't get shot down.
Yeah. Cracking kit, that Tamiya one is.
It is a good kit, the Tamiya kit.
Brilliant kit, yeah.
Beautiful kit. Very
Timeless.
nice indeed. It is timeless. Great job on that one then, guys. Right, so what we'll do, because I think we've caught up to roughly where we were before, we
Yeah.
will just pop across to the Big Sig. So the Big Sig is ongoing. This is just a normal Sig, so there's no medals and all the rest of it. That finishes at the end of next month. So we'll probably still be quarantined, so lots of time to finish off this one. So as I said, it's only a SIG, so nothing put a hearty handshake and a congratulations and a video from me at the end of this one. So anyway, 104 on the go, we've got 28 finished. So let's have a smidgy through.
Look at that.
Ooh, very nice. Ooh,
Love
Sorry.
those markings.
that means because I've looked at this before. So one there for Nathan,
Yeah, we like these markings.
for these German markings.
Yeah.
I think the choice of red background is brilliant as well because
It is, yeah, it stands it off nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's Diddy.
It's got the Jacktow system, or whatever the Russians call it. Or jet assisted takeoff, wasn't it? Jacktow?
Yeah.
JTOW?
Rato, don't know. Things that make it go
Yeah, look at it, the size of a Phantom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Hey.
Okay, got the Trumpy. This is the 48 scale J7. Oh, I think we've been looking at these as well before, haven't we? Yes, I think we've seen this one before. It's very nice indeed. Very, very nice. It's all right. What I'll do, I'll go back and I'll hit the new section. There we go. Let's have a look at the new ones.
So we did say, even though it's not a MiG, it is a MiG, isn't it?
It is a MiG. It
Yeah.
looks like a MiG, so it counts.
Yeah.
We got down here. This is going to be the Slovak 90. Yeah, the 912, isn't it, Fulcrum?
The early one. That's
That's similar to the one you did, isn't it, with your Airfix kit?
yeah, that's the one I need to get next once this crisis is over.
Yes.
There's the MiG-29A, that version. Not that many companies do it.
No.
No, that's
The
right.
early MiG, the first sort of MiG, it's quite rare.
Hmm.
But that's a stunner in that sort of, I forget what they call that scheme. But I love that scheme.
It is nice. Good colour
Um,
scheme.
It's thingy wise, the rest of them don't do a version, innit, of
Yeah.
NA.
Yeah.
We all do the Fulcrum Cs with the
Yeah.
bigger spine, and it is
Yeah.
different. It's subtle. The differences are subtle, but you can't sort of cross kit. It's not going to work.
I like the subtle
Great
weathering
Wall,
down the back as well.
Great Wall Hobby do a 48th one in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like the small ones, the 72s.
No.
Nice job on that one, Martin. We like that.
Yeah, it's
Well
lovely.
done. Yeah.
It's got to be 48th.
Okay, 48 scale MiG 19. Oh, look, green.
Yeah, look at the markings on that one too.
Look at that. I wonder why it's in those markings.
Oh, who could say?
You might be able to see this one on a display stand near you.
We hope.
it nearly didn't have them markings because they disintegrated on him.
Oh, right.
On side, I think that side you're looking at, the numbers disintegrated on him.
Well, he's done all right getting them back together,
Yeah.
jigsawing them together.
Done a good job of that.
Yes. Very nice indeed.
Come out. Oh, that looks nice. I do like a big 19.
Yes.
I think we'll just say for a second, we get a lot of questions coming up on YouTube, but when we do these shows, we don't do the questions until much later on in the show.
Yes. Yeah,
Don't
let's
feel
get
we're
through these,
ignoring
then we'll
you.
do your questions afterwards.
Yeah, we're not ignoring you, just sort of hang fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then, obviously, very nice from Thomas.
Yeah.
And then we're up to date because we've seen this one before, but we're having a look because it's a good kit. And I like the marking, something different.
Yeah.
Very
those
nice
markings.
job on that.
Those
Cracking build.
decals gave him hell as well.
Yeah.
It's the old Zesta one.
Very, very nice indeed.
Tell you that, still looks 48 to me.
It does,
It does,
doesn't it? I know,
yeah.
it's incredible. That's what we said last week. It's only when you see that bottle with it, you suddenly think, shit, it's
Yeah.
you know.
That's the best build on the
Look at
605, I think. I love that one.
Yeah. It's Revster, it's 72nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It
nice
does look
indeed.
good.
Very
Done a
cool.
brilliant job of that. Yeah.
Right, okay, so if we just go back another page. Oh, perhaps we need to go back another page. There we go. Okay, so down in here we got the COVID-19 build. I've only called it that, sort of temporary name really, because I can't think of what else to sort of call it. And so when I put this together yesterday, I was like, what am I going to call it? I don't know. Anyway, so 33 builds on the go down in here at the moment, and I think there's a few more, but people have put them in the wrong areas. I will get them shifted over, but today I've been a bit busy with other things, but I will sort them out. But we do have a finisher.
Blimey.
Roger.
We've got Roger has done
This is brilliant. I love this build.
straight out of the box, no paint. Is it?
The
No
UHC
filler,
is
just
brilliant.
glue and a scraper. Oh my lord, look at the red. There we go.
Wow.
Look at that.
Actually, it looks alright, doesn't it?
That's old school. That's proper old school.
It is. That's the proper way of modelling.
Yeah.
It is a Matchbox kit.
That's
it.
it, Roger.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
Should hang it from the bedroom ceiling.
You need to.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Good job on that one.
I like that.
It is very cute. It's exactly what was in the spirit of doing this, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, we've got lots of. Oh, don't know why we've got Kev.
Hey, up.
Why have we got Kev up?
Kev's up.
Kev's up. Why is Kev up? So yeah, as I say, we've got loads of other stuff going on down in here, guys. If you want to chuck them in here as well, this is also going to replace our Easter build because it is just fun. You know what we normally do with Easter? It's just literally having fun and going through it all. There's only 2 rules, and that is that it has to be an old kit and it has to be having fun. I'm going to redo that. So it's just going to be a fun build at the end of the day and go through it. But as you can see down here, we've got some great builds, some very nice old classics. Look, the Puma's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
So yes, so I was having a look through these earlier as well, like the A10 as well. I must admit, that's horrible. And so that's going to be the fun thing with this. What we'll do is over obviously the next few weeks, we'll be checking in with you guys who are building these. We'll do them on the other show because otherwise we're going to run out of time tonight. Okay, so what we'll actually do is we'll be popping in and out as we're doing our building bit and all the other bits as we're making our way through. So if I put you onto individual cameras, you guys can show your wares. So if we start with Nathan.
Oh, crikey. Here we go. Hang on. Let me switch over to overhead.
Right, where it all goes bang. There we go.
Just out of sheer madness, I've decided to build a Novo Javelin. And then I thought, I've got to rescribe it and do something with the cockpit. But this build's going south rapidly, to be honest. But I'm sure it'll come together in the end.
It's looking great. All right, it's not. I'm lying, but
it's looking horrendous at the moment. But I think once I've tidied up the filler and stuff,
I was going to say, by the time you get a coat of primer on it, it'll be fine.
Nobody will know.
I think the plastic colour doesn't help.
No, I mean it's been an absolute swine to rescribe because this is why there's loads of ink all over it. You just can't see where you've gone. So I'm thinking I'll just prime it and maybe do a bit of scribing. Once I've primed it, but god awful kit, but that's the idea. It's fun, isn't it?
It is. Very, very nice indeed. Right, okay, over to Andy.
I've not. Is that focused? I've not really done much since yesterday, 2 on 2, because I've been at work. I've just done a bit of detailing work on the cockpit and done the seat belts. Did the silver with the Molotov pen and used Pans Racers leather coming to a shop near you soon.
Yeah.
For the brown bits, and say, because I've been at work, I've spent about 10 minutes since off the show last night. So
honestly, is he going to drop these bin into work again?
No.
I was at work all day too. Right. Okay. Here it is. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, it looks perfect from this angle. It's all painted and done, isn't it? It's all
just
deserty.
about. Just about. So last night I painted it in the Grunbrun, and then I've repainted it today because I didn't like it. I thought it was too dark into Dunkelgleb, but the lighter shade.
So that is the same as XF659 then?
No, it's not. This is the proper RAL colour. So. And I've done a bit of brush painting with some Vallejo's just to modulate it a little bit, and I gave it a clear coat because I'm going to decal it. And then I think we'll start the weathering. So that's my plan with that, but it's coming on nicely. I'm quite enjoying it. Like I said, I've altered the palm tree, as you've seen earlier. So that's a bit more, well, I won't say realistic, but, you know, less wooden.
Yeah.
And then I've still got my figures to do. So, yeah, it's coming along.
Very nice. Looking very, very good. Cool.
Thanks.
Okay, and hold on, where's my thing? Hold on, I've lost my thing. Oh, there it is. Hold on. So we want to go like there, there. And to me, I've been with Mr. Mig.
It's 1 minute to 8 o'clock.
Oh, right, okay. Do we all stand by our beds? Do we all applaud?
Yes, apparently.
Hold on, I've lost my thing. Where's my camera? I've lost my camera. Oh, no. No, seriously.
I can hear lots of people outside the house.
Can you really?
Yeah.
I've lost my camera. There it is.
There we go.
Right, are we on time? Well, I'm working it's like 20 seconds to go.
Hold on, I'm going to open the shed door. I want to have a listen.
Yeah, I was going to pop
Yeah,
outside.
you hear that?
People outside my door clapping.
Right, okay.
That'll
Okay.
wake Lydia up.
Everybody clap. Ah.
Hold on, say, stop there, is it?
For you, Tabs.
Yeah, it's all for you.
Yes, 324 people clapping for you.
I'm gonna get a message through my phone in a minute from Leslie going, "What the hell's all that noise?"
Everyone's mic's going to be spiking. That's what I'm worried about. We're having sound issues.
Not clap too loud. But well
Thank
done.
you, my darling. No, nothing. It's probably a kip.
Not a peep.
Not a peep out of her.
But no, they are appreciated.
They are, definitely.
More than ever, but they are anyway. They should be. Do you know what I mean? The job they're doing that. So everybody.
Yeah.
So yes, I think is he gone? Is he gone?
I say, is he
I'm
gone?
outside.
I hope he's meters apart from everyone.
Do you know what? He's gone outside like this because he's at work, just going. You know what I mean? He's like distracted on his thing. Just thank you, laughing up.
Definitely. Bless. But no,
Yeah.
thank you. It is appreciated to everybody who's
Definitely.
helping everybody in this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's fine. Are we
And
included in that,
Hey,
doing this?
and in good news, I have got my mother Skyped up twice with Skype today.
Have you?
This is
You're all
really
sorted?
My mother's 80 years old and not the most tech person.
Mm-hmm.
Using the pad, and she's actually getting around a laptop. I think she might actually be watching. I said we're on live on YouTube, so if you are, hello. I'll ask her tomorrow.
Very good. Oh, he's back. Where did you
That
go?
was quite weird, actually. You could hear literally thousands of people
Ooh.
all around echoing, so like, it was quite eerie.
Did you not get your phone out and sort of video it?
And, it's a bit dark.
No.
Right, can we do it all again, please? We need to video it.
Just rerun. Do it again tomorrow.
I say, I live on an industrial estate, so I don't have anything here. Anyway.
It's like the fireworks and all sorts going off.
Have they? God, any excuse. They'll start writing next. Anyway, very good. So, where were we? I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was doing me MIG. Hold on, let me show you me MIG. So, yes, got me MIG. He's got footprints now. And he's got a head. He's got decals, which I must admit I have had a bit of a meltdown. Literally, my Ajima stuff has melted one of my decals. So it's a little bit of a thing, but no, coming together. So I'm hoping tomorrow what I'm going to do is going to get a probably a satin coat or a glossy coat on this, so then we can go through the weathering stage, just so I can neutralise the decals, take them down. But as you say, you had that really bad silvering yesterday. It's all gone. Good old Ajima every time. But I'd say it's a little bit too good because it does melt decals. You have to be a little bit careful with them. But yes, all sorted, all done. Very nice indeed. So yes, so that's coming on very nicely. And then in other news, if you've been watching the Matchbox build, I'm building the Hella Wonder Kit, which is here, which has still got a bit of wing warp. It's come up again. I thought we had cured it a bit, but I don't know, I might call it quits on that. But yes, so he's looking good, and we masked him up if you were watching the live show, so he's ready for painting and getting together, work on the gear and everything. It's not a tail sitter, before everyone asks. So when he sits in, we're okay. It's nose heavy. So actually, the amount of lead that went in there, it's a good job I did put all that in there. But I have to say, the fit and the surface detail and everything is fantastic on this kit. Very nice.
I've done a bit of research on that kit today.
Yeah.
And you can get a new engine, new wheels, a full cockpit etch set from Airwaves,
Yeah.
and a mast set.
Ooh.
Get a mass set as well. Brilliant.
Yep.
Don't need a math set. It took me 2 minutes. So yes, so that's the ones we've been working on over the last couple of days. We're doing this one live. If you watch, you would have seen I was decaling this just to finish, get us up to speed on that one. But tomorrow I'm hoping that we'll get that thing primed up and moved on with that one as well. And then this thing is just going to have probably a coat tomorrow. If you haven't seen it as well, shameless plug. Hold on. Oh god, where are we? Web. And then in here, I've done a review of the Nunu Audi R8 GT3. That
Good,
is
isn't
up
it?
with, I tell you what, it really is a very, very nice kit. If I just fast forward a bit, there we go. We can just see a little bit of this wonder
Didn't
kit.
realise we've got them in yet.
No, they're coming in soon. We just that's a review sample I got off Gary from Tiger Robbers.
Ah, right, yeah.
I sent it with the other one for Phil to review. Them decals look nice.
They are. I tell you what, they're really solid. There's not a problem
Yeah.
with the white. The white is proper solid on those. So that's nice. So you get all your decals and your bits and pieces. And then, where's the shell? Here we go. The shell has got a couple of little issues, but it may be because mine's a review sample, not the real thing. Only because it's got a couple of little blemishes in the plastic. So it's got, I don't know if you'll see it on here, because it's, you go off and watch a review, you'll see it properly. But where the filler cap is, it looks like it's got wrinkles. It's there, that bit I'm using my finger over, I'm talking about it there. And it literally, in the light, you can sort of catch it, but it's like it's got wrinkles around it, so I don't know why. And it's got tiny little sink marks just down each side on the doors as well. But apart from that, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't fault anywhere else. The tyres were absolutely gorgeous, and it's almost like they're weathered, weirdly, because it looks like they've been rubbed. They've had a scrub. So scrub set of tyres, clearly. Clear parts, nice, because you've got big frameworks around it, so no problem with glues and stuff. And then obviously going through it, obviously nice interior. The engine's a little bit sparse, but you don't see anything in those anyway. You get the top of the engine section, which is in different parts that go in there to make up, because you don't really see much in there. But again, there's not much burring, as in the seam line between the sprues. So the roll cage doesn't need really any clear up or anything else like that. And then, floor pan's nice on there. And then you've got your hubs, all your bits and pieces. You've got all your wheels, all of those. Speaking of wheels, where's the wheels? The wheels are in here somewhere. There we go. Wheels. Nice hubs. It's got chromey parts as well. And oh shit, wrong one. Sorry. Now we're going to go in there. Don't go in there, because otherwise it'll take forever. But yes, so lots and lots of bits on that one. It is very, very nicely done. Very, very nice kit, I have to say. What I'll do is I'll try and get the BMW M6 done tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's available to pre-order for members.
It is on the Flory site, on the Flory forum.
Yes,
So,
you can. Members can pre-order and go through it on that way. So, yes, there we go. Very good. So that was really the news for today, everybody. Carry on. So anyway, if anybody's got any questions and the bits and pieces, this is the part of the show where we turn it over to you. If you have said it in the YouTube chat, say it again, because I can't be bothered to go all the way back through that now. So apologies, copy and paste and put it in again, because yes, there'll be a bit down in there. So just post up down in there any questions you got for me, the team, anything in general. This is the bit where we usually throw it open to you. Obviously the guys in Flory chat as well, post away as normal and we'll answer any of your questions and we can go through there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. I have got no chat on tonight. I forgot to load it up, so I do apologise. So it's down to Nathan and Andy to keep an eye on.
There was a question about your MiG from YouTube.
Yes.
Bearded Axe Models. He's doing the same markings and he's wondering what colours you used.
So I used Hitaka, dark and light gold grey. So for Hitaka colours it is C044 for the dark gold grey and it is C48 for the light gold grey. Pretty much spot on, because obviously you have to have them to be exactly the same as the decal to your paintwork, because the tiger stripes are in reverse. So it's the light colours which is the decals, not the dark side, which I think would have been easier, but they've done it that way. So to get them to blend in, what I did do though is pop in a tiny little bit of buff. So XF57 buff, literally just a bit on a brush into a colour cup, 5mm colour cup, probably add about, I don't know, 4mm in it. Mixed it up into that just to give it a little bit more of a creamy look, because the decals are a little bit more creamy than the colour. So just to get it right, and that's how we did it. and we went through the motions of it on there. But apart from that, no problems at all. The dark grey is perfect, no problem with that at all. It's just that the underside one to match with the decals is just slightly different. So yes, that's your ones you want to go for. But your gold greys, light and dark with anybody else's should be fine.
Krista's asked, Phil in the gang, does anyone have a good tip on how to open Mr. Cement bottles easy to open? How to make them easy to open with one hand as Tammy bottles?
Well, you could have, you can buy the, a bit of wood or whatever you want, isn't it, and put them in. But you can, I don't know, I can undo mine. I've just done it. That's the first time I've ever tried it one-handed. But
yeah, me too, actually. I've got quite big hands, to be honest with you. But
I wonder if he's left-handed.
well, that's left hand I'm doing it with.
No,
well, I've just done it left-handed. What difference does it make?
I'm just saying.
I've never used them, so I couldn't comment.
Yeah, I've just done mine too. Yeah, all right then.
I'll tell you what I used to do.
I know I ain't got a guns one here.
I don't know if it can still do it, but I used to. When I used to run with, like, over here, I've got twin cutting mats and I've got twins over there. I used to have a twin one here, so it's too high, and I used to put them, and sometimes I put them on the side, and well, there you go, I've just done it with this one. So you just put it on the side of your mat and then undo it, although that said it's all a bit iffy to try and do it, but also, you could just knock yourself up something, I
can see what it means, because the Tammy one's got the serrated edges.
The grippy edge, yeah,
it sort of makes it easier, doesn't it?
What you could do is get yourself a bit of the old stretchy tape. I've usually got mine in here somewhere, but to be honest, I could do with a clear up in here because it's, well, it's a shithole, let's face it. Here it is. But if you get the old stretchy type tape, where are we? And you could wrap some of that, couldn't you, around the bottle, so that'll give you a bit more grip then.
Yeah.
This is that stuff,
Put plaster around it.
Yeah. I'll give it a whirl just for the thing of, God, this stuff's sticky, just to see how much of a difference it would make. Look, see, public service this.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, that works. That's a lot more grippy now. So there you go. Grab yourself some plaster tape and stick some of that round it, because that is really grippy now. That's easy to get hold of. Never thought of it before.
Did you buy that yourself, or was that procured from a?
Shush now. And what do you mean? I got a load of masks. That's why A&E departments don't have any stock of anything.
Yeah.
One of the guys asked.
Yeah.
God on, Ben, how does it keep moving?
People are chatting. That's what it does.
Yeah. I didn't realise my chat had frozen ages ago.
Right. Should you clear coat MRP paints before decals?
You don't have to.
Because they're gloss, aren't they?
Because they're a gloss finish.
Yeah. So it depends on the finish you get from it when you spray it, doesn't it? So if you've got a bad finish, you really want to repaint it, don't you?
Rough finish,
rub it down, but yeah. But if it's a mattish finish because the way you painted it, then yeah. But so they generally do come out quite nice and satin and gloss, don't they?
Yes.
I was going to say, to be fair, with MRP, it's hard to get a rough finish with them because they're that thin anyway.
Yeah.
You've got to be sort of spraying up here to that to get a rough finish. So I don't know.
Dennis says,
Go on.
does anyone know if they make 72nd scale metal gear for fighter jets? Brass or white metal? I don't know who they are, but...
Does SAC do them? Scale aircraft conversion? Do they do 72nd stuff?
They do, yeah. Although they just cast the kit parts, to be honest.
Yes.
A lot of the time, so... I mean, if you've lost your undercarriage, they're a good route to go.
Yeah.
Not brass, though. No, I've not seen brass.
No, they're
ones.
just white metal ones. Brass one is like Brazen do sets, but that's usually meant to be the 32nd scale stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
David Chandler is asking, Phil, I was wondering what criteria Matt and you use to decide on which model kits to sell in the store. So I'll say it's all online in the store.
Well, basically new releases, or most new releases. We don't stock all new releases. It's to be honest, it's coming down to a bit more experience now, I think, isn't it, of what we're stocking and what we're not. You know, we're getting to grips with doing the job. I think it's just learning. It's just I'm learning on the job sort of every day, because I've come from a completely different background to retail, so it's having to hit the ground running.
I think what we tried to do when we first started at the shop a few years ago now is that obviously we didn't have the budget to be able to say, look, that's spend £60,000 and get in a load of kits. So we knew what we liked, and we knew what were good kits. So that's what we sort of went off, wasn't it? We were like, I tell you what, that's a good kit. We've built it. And we went through and we got in those. And obviously certain ranges were easier for us to get as well than others. So we could get certain manufacturers very straight, like Tamiya, for instance, because Matt already knew the guys at Tamiya anyway. So it was a case of, look, that's straightforward. We can, deal with them, and Tamiya are good kits. So we brought in the Tamiya range. And then obviously we went through, like with Kinetic, I know them personally, so we've done their range, and then that's what we've sort of done. But a lot of them have been drawn. We tried to build on, as kits get released, we tend to stock them and gone through that way. And that tends to be how we've sort of gone about it, isn't it? And just, with a limited budget that we've got, is to try and get something for everything. So if you do walk in the store and you're looking around, like now it's a fully stocked shop. There's probably not a lot we don't do. But, in the early days, it was like, we tried to have a bit of everything. So, you could come in, have a look around, and it wasn't just like niche stuff, and that was it really. So now we sort of just bring in all new stuff, and we extend the ranges. We've been extending the paint ranges, the tools, the equipment, and all the rest of it. So
yeah,
I was going to say there is more stuff in the shop than there is actually online.
Yeah,
strangely, which shouldn't be, but there is.
That's because our IT department's really slow, aren't you, Andy? Shot himself there, isn't he? Because whilst you've got all this free time.
but I was going to say I think most of it was down to your preferences to start off with, and like you said, it's all like it's grown since then from like new releases and so like, and then things that.
We knew aircraft and armour were going to be bread and butter to start off with, but more aircraft, and we did try to go from best in scale as well.
Yeah,
that was the criteria to begin with, was, get good kits in what are the best in scale, and we just built it off that. So, again, the shop's still sort of evolving.
But also we've learned, because what we think is a really good kit, and we think, we won't stock that because it's rubbish. People want it. We get people saying, "Can you get in?" And we're like, "Well, we can." But that's what it is. So we learn as well, because we've got obviously our favourite manufacturers, we've got our favourite kits for it. But I think the other thing we've learned is that sometimes you guys surprise us, because you'll go after a particular kit we thought wouldn't be a particular good seller, but everybody wants it. So
but it's also bitters the other way, isn't it, as well, where you're thinking, this is going to be an odds-on seller, and nobody's really been interested.
It's just us.
But I think that's just the nature of retail, because you don't know, do you, to be honest? You can have a good guess or a good, well, we think that'll be good, but you don't know for sure until it's in what the interest is. But
But now we're in a lucky position, because we've got pretty much a bit of everything for everyone. Like if you came in and wanted a Tiger tank, there's a couple of options down in there. If you come in and wanted a Spitfire, there's a couple of options there. If you came in and wanted, some aircraft, whatever, there's usually a couple of options as well. So, that's the nice thing as well. And as I said, as the years have been going on now, we're only on our third year now, and it's like, we're growing it and it's expanding, and obviously there's more stock sat there. But again, the other thing as well, we've been focusing on this year especially is paint and tools as well, because we want to do that range of it as well. So it's one of those things. It's a learning curve.
Who would have thought no one would want to buy a 1/72nd scale resin and fiberglass Russian bison?
I don't know. I think it's criminal.
That would have been a top seller.
It's one of the first kits we bought, and it's still there.
It was. That was a bit of a thing, wasn't it? When we came down and was looking on one said website for, oh, let's have a look. That looks different. We'll have
That's
that.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still there 2 years later.
Oh, that'll
If
always
you-
be there. I
if
don't
you've
want to
got
say
any-
it. Part of
If
the
you've got
shop.
any suggestions that you think might sell well, message either Phil, Matt, or myself, and
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're always open to options, aren't we? But you know, we've got to be careful where we invest our money as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, we can't
Especially at the
just
moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a quick question.
Was out.
Peter
It's like-
says, "Hi Phil, hope you're keeping safe and well in the middle of this mayhem. I normally use Vallejo paints, a model World War II pre-war aircraft, but I'm looking at doing some post-war aircraft, the Victor, the Canberra, etc. Vallejo doesn't seem to cover this period very well. I'm looking at extra acrylics." Ooh. As they have colours that I want. I'd prefer to stick to acrylic paints. I've read various reports about clogging needles and thinning issues, but I can't find any other reviews of extra acrylics on the site. Is there one lurking in the archives? Don't think I ever did. I used to stock the entire range years ago somewhere, or could you share any experience and thoughts with us, please? Any help, much appreciated. All the rest of it.
Nathan.
The thing is, I have to say, extra acrylics, I have got a few bottles of it still, but if they're brand new and you open the bottle, they are brilliant. I have no fault with them whatsoever. When they are brand new, they are the best paints you'll ever use for acrylics because they're fantastic. Unfortunately, they don't sit on the shelf very well once they've been opened.
it's that crustiness, isn't it? It's all. I think half it's the bottle design,
Yeah, I think the bottle design definitely doesn't help.
because the crustiness then goes into the paint, and then you sort of like just can't.
Because you know,
Because,
when
like-
you undo the bottle, you hear it cracking, and I know what's
Yeah.
happening. All those bits are falling into the paint.
Yeah.
It goes like white glue, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
Going to switch to overhead.
Yeah,
Okay.
Watch this.
hold on, let me give you a...
I've got loads of these things. The biggest problem is that's the cracking stuff there.
Yeah.
It all goes in the bottle, and you have to get. I mean, I actually kind of like these, but they're horrible, really. You have to
Putting it.
quite a lot of retarder in them to spray them. Any acrylic retarder, I can't see in my bottle at the moment. And then you have to spray them to like almost water thin if you don't want them to spit. But the best technique with these is use them on 72 scale and just work fast. That was the only way to get them functioning properly, was to spray and just work quick. And then just try to keep your airbrush open and spray the whole area without adjusting your
I
airbrush.
sprayed my 30-second tornado with extra acrylics.
God help you.
To be honest, I used
That
to stock it years ago, and I had the full range. If you go back through the archive ones, you'll see the whole range. And it was my go-to acrylic paint before I switched to Vallejo. The thing is, like I always used to do, and you'll often see it, I used to have a colour cup sat there with the top cut off of it with a bit of tight over it, a bit of mesh, and I used to filter or sieve my paint, and I found that helped. A little bit of retarder in there as well, that definitely helps it because it stops it from basically drying on the needle and just stopping. But the thing is, the paint, it's not a refined paint like you'll find with like the alcohol based stuff, acrylics and stuff like that. So I think from an airbrushing point of view, it's a little bit, a bit icky. I know people who hand paint with it.
Get some little pots. Always mix your paint,
Yes.
not in your airbrush.
Yeah.
Just mix it outside your airbrush. Any little pot, especially acrylic, you can get the shot glasses or whatever because it's not going to melt them.
No.
And obviously, if there is any lumps, bumps, you can see how thin your paint is, and everything. So yeah, there's my advice.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best. I wouldn't like to recommend these anymore. I think if you're gonna look for acrylic, you're better off with the Hataka Red,
Yeah, red range. Yeah, it's the
Or-
airbrush one.
blue for brush painting.
Yeah.
Um,
I know Attacker do what he's looking for in the red range of the colours for post-war RAF, for definite. The sets are there. They do the sets and everything. So, if you want to go down the attacker route, it'd probably again be a bit easier to use with the dropper bottles. It won't get crusty.
Yeah.
Again, could do a flow improver for airbrushing.
Yeah.
And definitely works a hell of a lot better with their own thinner than anybody else's. But you know, I think that's a lot with acrylic paints in general. They're just better off with their own thinner, with their own brand of paint. Where lacquers you can just mix and match. Lacquer thinners, to be honest, it don't really matter. So
their own thinners wasn't available for ages, and I used to use X20A, and it worked alright. Or even just water.
Yeah.
With extra acrylics, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, acrylics. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used X20A, and I think I would thin it beyond a point where you'd think it's sensible to stop clogging up. But then you have to apply it in really thin, dusty coats.
Yeah.
And the other strategy, like I said, was just make sure you're not spraying for more than like 45 seconds. Just work flipping fast before it had a chance to clog on your brush. But I think you're going to have to give Hataka. I think if I was going to start the acrylic route again, I think I wouldn't start buying these. I've not bought. The only one I would buy is the Desert Pink for the Tornadoes, because it's still the only one that's close.
What did you used to thin yours with, Phil?
To be honest, you're going back now a long time, but I used to use their own acrylic thinners. They used to do quite a big jar almost of it, big squarey jar thing.
Yeah.
I used to use their thinners, but to be honest, I used to use Tamiya X20A. To be honest, I never had a problem with coverage as long as it was the greys. The white was always a bit iffy. But, you know, greys, greens, browns, things like that, your standard sort of, you know, REF colours, because that's what I was doing at the time, never had a problem with it. My always problem was the stopping and starting. And it probably was a little bit of user error on my part, because, you know, I'm not the best, as we know, with keeping airbrushes clean and filtering paint, and I always mix in the colour cup, which I know is wrong. So a lot of it could have probably been avoided. The trouble I used to find with the paints was that once the bottle had been opened, it was almost like, you know, the genie's got out now, and it just doesn't work, because that thing was, the first time you'd open the bottle, it would spray beautifully, you'd have no problem at all. But something happens as soon as it gets air to it, the structure of the paint seems to change, and it just doesn't like being airbrushed. So it's just got that stopping and starting, it's spitting, you know, then you get your usual problems, you know, with texture as well in your paint. So it used to be a bit gritty on the finish, especially if you got the old 90 degrees in here. I found their paints were a nightmare for it. But in some ways as well, that would have been over 10 years ago now. And I think I'm a bit better with my airbrushing. So, you know, those types of things probably don't happen quite as much, or I hope they don't happen as much. So, but yeah, it's one of those ones where I think they've been superseded by other manufacturers now. You know, that's the thing. I wouldn't rush back out and get the range. To be honest, I've still got the rack for it under here. And, you know, it's one of those things. I think they do something like 106, 110 colours in acrylic. And they do, as you said, some really nice colours. And back in the day, if you wanted REF acrylic colours, especially modern, that was where you went, you know. So, but yes.
So we're not rushing out to do the challenge then, eh?
What, using their stuff again?
Yeah, the extra acrylic challenge.
The trouble you have also with extra acrylics is that Hannants have a unique thing where they sort of, it's in stock and then it goes out of stock for ages.
Yeah, and it's certain colours that go, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. It's like they wait to have enough to put in an order, and then it all comes back in, and then you wait for ages, and it's always the popular colours that aren't in. To be honest, like the Tornado or the Gulf War pink desert colour, it's always out of stock, you know.
Yeah.
There's a question from Simon on our chat about the IBG PZL P11C. Try and say that when you've had a few.
Yeah.
Do you guys plan to? It's in 32 scale. It's Polish aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to review it and have it on sale in the store?
Got one. I've got one in the shop. Because I've not been at the shop, it's not been put on site, but I've got them. Yeah, we can get them. We can get IBG pretty easily. Hey, what
It
yeah, go on.
it does look really nice as well, doesn't it? Nice kit.
Yes. Yeah, it does. IBG did some decent stuff as well. So, but yes, there are a few items that are in the shop that aren't on that's coming in, and I need to do it once we get some bit back to normality. I think I'm planning on actually going into work either tomorrow or definitely on Saturday, because I want to do that stock take on the paint, and the delivery that got sent back to sender is coming back to me tomorrow here. And I need to do a Tamiya. I spoke to, again, Ian, the Tamiya rep today, about doing an order with them. So stock up on Tamiya paints and glues and all that lot. So yes.
Speaking of which, I did do the review of it. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, you did, yeah.
It's been bugging you, hasn't it?
It did. I was only because we were just talking about reviews again. I was thinking, well, did I ever do that at Endard? But yeah, I have done a review of it. It's there, look. So we have done it.
So where's the Kafir then?
That's AMK.
Yeah, that was the AMK one I did.
Was it?
You've never done a kinetic Kafir, have you?
No, I did the AMK. Hold on, let's have a look. There it is. Yeah.
No, I'm sure you did do Kafir.
Did I?
The F21 Lion, do you mean? Because that's their boxing of it.
Hold on, because he's usually right. That's the annoying thing with him.
Yeah, probably.
He does. He says this, and he's fucking right.
Just while you're looking,
No, I've only done one.
Ron McCluskey says that the Chinook is fantastic kit. He's going to do lots of older kits again.
Has he been sarcastic?
No, he doesn't. That's not exactly what he said. I'm just.
Oh, is that the modern interpretation?
There's lots of stars and
Yeah.
fingers. Dennis meant the gear struts replacement when he was asking about metal ones.
Your other option
Second.
it sounds silly, but you could make them up yourself. Literally, if you get like Albion Alloys sell it, you can get the tube stuff, and then it goes inside. It's all telescopic, and you can make up your own ones. And I've done that in the past. In fact, it's quite nice to replace them with actual workable ones as well, and they're easy to paint because they're workable.
Adrian says Nathan just ordered a Mr. Craft Gloucester Javelins 1/72. Any comments? No comment.
I think I've got a funny feeling, I might be wrong and tell me when the kit comes, but I think what they did is took this Novo kit and actually they've rescribed it. I might be wrong. I think that one has recessed panel line.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting to see.
Chris O'Neill says grip the bottle between your knees. I know we're all getting a bit bored with being self-isolated, but
It's only been like a week and we've run.
this is a family show.
Oh, blimey.
Be a load of grown men stuck to their vinyl chairs where the tet is melted between their legs now, and they've sat on it, and they go to get up and take the chair with them.
Do you know what? If it carries on much longer, we're going to all end up like the pirates in that ship in the Goonies. The skeletons isolated for that long.
I've got a couple of questions
says,
just here, because this is just, I think these are some of ours talking in here as well. So Roger's just saying, question, does anyone have an idea of the shade of blue-grey on the inside of the MiG-29 in the cockpit? Nate, what'd you do on yours?
I've got a funny feeling, I'd have to check, but it's a shame John's not on. I think I used RLM 76. It's a German colour.
It's a very pale blue-grey, isn't it?
Paley, bluey, grey colour. It's probably in the ACAN.
MRP do it if you want to do it in lacquer, because that's what I've done.
I've got a funny feeling I used an RLM 76. Just because that was just like its ballpark.
Yeah.
It's not quite the right colour, but it's kind of what I've got in the.
I think I've used in the past, because a little bit of an offshot as well, is Tamiya's XF23 and blended something in with it, because that's that pale blue-grey colour.
So that's me ballparking it. It's not quite right, but
yes,
it's a shame John's not on.
Neville says, currently building the Revel 124 Ford GT Le Mans in the classic red and white with the blue chip scheme using zero paints, the red and the blue spray beautifully with terrific coverage, but the white is incredibly thin, more akin to a wash than a paint. Is it normal for zero paint, or have I got a bad bottle? I ended up spraying it of Halford's white primer and then sanding it back and polishing it.
I've never used them, so I don't know, to be honest.
I've only used them very limited, but I've never used their white, so I can't comment.
To be honest with you, recommended, because they're lacquer based, is the Tamiya LP.
Yeah.
White. It's fantastic, their gloss white.
Just send Zero an email. Send them an email saying you've had two colours.
Just query
go on fine and just see.
Yeah.
Couldn't really say.
Krista says, Andy, I'm about to build the 32nd Revel Tonka. I have the extra acrylics, as you said, it was the best match, Desert Pink. Any tips or maybe a photo? The only issue I found with the kit, it's a bit dodgy around where the canopy fits the main body, sorry, the cockpit area fits the main body around the top bit, and also the back part of the fuselage, which is horizontal, vertical gets the side where the two bits join together, where the tail planes are. That's a bit trying to get that to trying to get that to join, and also where the tail planes are, because they're movable. The actual plastic lugs that hold them aren't very strong. I ended up drilling it out and putting a piece of wooden dowel through to hold them together, which seemed to work well. In fact, I actually used a bamboo skewer thing and drilled it through and put one of those through it to put it all together. And that
do you need it that long? You could have somebody's eye out with that. You do kebabs with it.
I've got them all different sizes.
Like, seriously, I've got mine are all that big. I cut them in half because it was like, you've got it like this long. I can't spray that far.
I have various sizes for various uses.
Oh, right.
What's your tips on it, Nathan? You've built a couple, haven't you?
I've built a few of them, and I've had the same problems that Andy's had. It is just it's just got slab sides that just they don't quite join up properly.
Yeah.
And there's no real sort of secret to get around it. It's just, I mean, sometimes with the tails you can cover a seam, but
yeah, they do a bit, don't they?
It's an okay kit, but we're waiting to see what the Italeri one's like now. It's going to cost probably 5 times as much as a Revell one, because you can get them for about 20 quid if you shop around second hand.
It's cheap kit, isn't it? I reckon that Italy one's going to be touching 100 quid, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. While we're on 32 scale tornadoes, we're asking again about the Desert Pink. Is the only colour that's right, I think, is the extra acrylics one.
Yeah.
But they weathered like crazy. There's some they just got filthy, so I wouldn't. That's the one there. That's the only one that I think's right colour for it.
Shows the top. That's it.
Yeah. All the others are too yellowish or too pink. They're all
I was going to say, I think normally they all go that shade too pink, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
I would absolutely weather the hell out of them, and then you can, if you've not got quite the right shade, you're covering yourself then. And it chipped off and it wore off, and I think the paint was it must have been very matte, because all the exhaust staining was really, really, really heavy on them.
Wasn't it Dulux? I thought it was Dulux paint. I thought it was just arsehole paint they did them in.
Some of the tanks were painted in Dulux.
When the aircraft?
In patches. I mean, if you look at them at the end of the war when they started to come home, and you look at they all went to air shows after the war, didn't they? And they just looked absolutely hammered. And that's the way to model them, I think. And if you're doing nose art, at the start of the war, they didn't have them on.
No, they were put in country, weren't they? They did them in there. I've got reference books somewhere with them all being painted on.
So I wouldn't get too bogged down with the exact shade. I'd go towards the pink rather than the yellow.
Do you know
Also, they used Tamiya paints, didn't they, for the nose art?
Yes,
there's a guy doing it with his little pots of Tamiya paint.
He's there with pots. It was done with Tamiya paint, weirdly.
Yeah, but
I didn't use Umbro.
Yeah,
whatever was there.
Didn't use extra acrylics.
I bet they popped down to a Saudi model shop and just cleaned them out of Tamiya paints.
They're actually the big ones, weren't they? They had. When you see the photo, they're the big.
Well, they were that size back in the day, didn't it?
I was say back in 1990, they were big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some up here, some of the big ones.
Yeah.
My favourite one of that is the Chinooks. They have the best paint scheme in the Gulf War.
Yeah.
When you look at the Gulf War Chinooks, they were the. So, Rob, if you're thinking of a new scheme for your Chinook.
Just another tip on the Tornado is if you can have the wings so that they can pull out, which makes it easier for transport and also makes it easier for painting. There's quite a few tutorials, talk-ups on how to do it on the internet. But basically, where the circle is that the pin goes through, you cut a triangle groove to go into it. So you can click and push them back into place. Makes it a lot easier, especially when you're building it. It's like, rather than having it'll be a big thing by the time you've done it. Rather than having them around, you can just pull them out and paint them separately, and makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, cool. Right, got a couple ones here. Questions. Where do you keep all your models that you've built? Do you donate them, throw them, or what? Well, we had this question the other day. Now they go in two places. They're either in Nathan's garage, going to a Luftwaffe SIG or a Lightning SIG or Tornado SIG, or the rest of them these days live normally at the store. So, or Andy's got a few around the house when Shell's not breaking them.
I was about to say, that's the Randy's, and then they're in his bedroom and on the top of the landing and in the front room.
Because if we had Andy's lot at the unit, it would have to have a wing, the Andy Molyneux wing.
Yes.
So yes, beer as well. We answered this one the other day as well. I quite like a Stella. Favorite beers?
Actually, my favourite lager's Corona.
Coronavirus.
Corona or Sol.
Topical.
Refreshing.
I like my German beers. I'm happiest when I'm in the Hofbrauhaus in Munich, if I'm honest. Under the table eventually, but yeah.
Like I said, I'm not really a big drinker, but if I really do want to drink, I like a Stella. If I just want quick, probably a Budweiser.
Let's say personally, I'm more of a cider man myself.
Yeah. One of the guys says, it's all moved since I was looking.
Do you know we've actually got someone that painted aircraft on the YouTube chat? GB's Model Zone said it was called 80RF, Outline Temporary Removable Finish. And he painted some at St. Athan, and it went to a sandy colour in use.
Oh.
There you go. We've got someone who actually painted them.
So one guy's mentioned that IBG are bringing out the 48 B17. IBG?
IBG do, all right.
Did the Polish have a B7? HK.
Or it might have been HK.
It is jumping all over the place with people posting up what beers they like.
I think it must have been HK doing a IBG B17. He says that I hope it's decent and not expensive. The kit's out. It's been out since Christmas.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
For £100. 115, is it?
Yeah, about just over £100 mark. Phil's reviewed it on the site. It's decent kit. I've got one up in my cupboard just up here. Yes, nice kit and bit of extra work. It'd be a brilliant kit.
Phil's got one there, haven't you?
I have got one. I was going to show the photo rather than get the entire thing out. Where's HK? I've lost HK. Perhaps I haven't got enough in HK to make it a normal one. Hold on, let me go through me things. Let me miscellaneous pile of them. Hold on, it's coming. It's a big old area. It'd be quicker for me just to purely reach across, I know, but humour me. Oh, no, don't play it. Oh yeah, God, it's going to try and play it, isn't it? I'll get it. Right, hold on.
There's a quick question
One
from
for
Dave.
you, Matt.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, Andrew says he's got a Esky A1H Sky Raider in 48th, and idea what year it is.
79. Somebody posted 70. It keeps moving.
I don't know. Scalemates is the best thing for you know, like release dates and stuff.
Yeah.
I swear someone put 79 on there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And someone put 79, I think.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
70s, early 80s anyway. So, yeah.
Brian says, can anyone explain if there's any business relationship between IBG, Mirror Models and Thunder Models? All seem to have very similar kits, especially armor kits. They do definitely bring out the same sort of stuff at the similar sort of time, but I don't think there's any...
There's definitely no relationship with IBG and Thunder Models, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
In fact, they're different completely. It's just chance when they was doing the Scammels.
Yeah.
But
Some of the tractors and the bulldozers and things are all sort of like been similar sort of time-ish, haven't they? But
yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, the Thunder Models in the is just the Scammels. There's no other, I don't think there's any other crossover in the Rangers. It's just the Scammel tank transporters and recovery vehicles and that are the same. Because I think it's just how it is. But I don't think IBG are going to release the tank transporter because of the Thunder Models being out.
yeah, it was Dennis that mentioned the B17. Yeah, HK Models B17.
Yeah,
So it's a lot better than the Rebel monogram and not Lunar price, Orbit price.
it's like that.
Phil has reviewed it and it's on the site. And
Yep.
A couple of other ones down in here. I think I'm following you. We're talking about putting in the bands, rubber bands around the bottoms of bottles and that, so they don't slip and they're easy to grip. So yes, I get that. So I've never really thought about it, but that works quite well actually. I'm impressed with that. But we've also got what is the black glue that we've been using. This one, it's basically Mr. Hobby cement, but it's a quick drying formula with a black ink in it. I've used it for the first time. Used it right the way through the build of the MiG, and then obviously you might have seen it yesterday. We were using it on this one as well. Again, it seems gimmicky, but actually I get the idea. It is growing on me, but it still feels like you're putting a wash on the model instead of glue till your finger sticks to it. But yes, it's good stuff. It works just as well as Tamiya Extra Thin Quick Set. So, apart from it's got a black ink.
Dennis also says, at least you guys there in England didn't have relatives who call models children's toys and poo-pooed you having fun with them. They do.
We've been there.
We've been there, done that.
That's nice.
That's nice, isn't it? What do you think?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, really good. What is it? Yeah, we all get that one.
And you go onto online shops, and a lot of them they come under toys.
Yeah. eBay have them under toys, don't they?
Yeah.
Do.
Adrian's asked a question, I think it's come up twice. Acrylic tubes for stands, where do you get them from and how do you bend them?
Acrylic tubes I'm not a fan of because they have a habit of collapsing, but I use acrylic rod. Happen to have one here. Solid acrylic rod, and then I just heat it up with a heat gun and then bend it. You can put it in the oven, done it both ways. But yeah, I've used it on a few of my builds. I'm just about to use it for this one. So bear with us because next week this will be inserted roughly, well it will do, I haven't got the collar in. Where is the collar? The collar is this bit here, which is what this bit will then go into. And this will go into here, it will push in, then it goes into there, and then I'm going to bend this in a curve into a plinth and have it in flight, which is what I've done with a couple of my models recently, so they all sort of go together. I did a MiG-21, so it's going to be in the same pose as that, so they go side by side. So that way the acrylic rod looks like the heat blur coming off the back, But I've got quite a famous tomcat up there, which is standing on its tail, going straight up with an acrylic rod behind it. So we did that one, and then we've done other thing with airliners and various things in flight. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the tube. The tube's a lot cheaper, but I tried it with a tube once, and it pinches. It doesn't. It's not like a totally clear bend. When you bend, you can bend that thing almost totally in a knot, and it's totally clear. But the tube one, I think because it pinches inwards, it looks a bit frosty. So that's why I use the solid one.
Do you know on the site we always say that no question is a silly question?
Yes.
Just remember that when I read this one out from David.
There's always an exception.
Oh, gosh.
Question: has the virus infection going around affected the production of military aircraft in the UK?
I think it has, you know.
What do we make in the UK?
I'll say, do we make anything anymore?
Typhoons.
Well, yeah, but they're not in production, are they?
I read that BAE, I might be wrong, that they've shut the Preston and Wharton sites.
Do they actually produce them though still?
I think they're still making them for Oman.
Oh,
Oh, was it? I thought the production run had stopped.
I thought it stopped. Yeah,
I think they're still in production.
yeah.
But I did read in the local news that they've closed some of they've got quite a few sites near me in Preston and Wharton area, and I might be wrong. Yeah, BAE Wharton has ceased manufacture of Hawks.
Pretty much everything we're getting now are the F-35s, aren't they?
Yeah, I wonder if we're making bits.
Yeah, we
No,
must be still be
no.
doing components everywhere, but
Well, we make the engine, the rear engine bit for the F-35B, don't we? Is it the B?
Yeah. I don't know.
The bendy bit.
the bendy bit.
Technical term, the
Yeah,
bendy
that's
bit.
it. Is he an engineer?
I mean, while we're on manufacturing, a slight tangent. Iron Man 129, he said, is where there's a huge delay on the kinetic 72 scale C17. Would I be correct in assuming there's going to be further delay due to the current situation going around the world? And I think it's that thing like, God knows, isn't it? It's
I would probably say yes, there's definitely going to be a delay. Seeing that China's been shut down for God knows how long. I know they're opening back up, but yeah, so everything's got a knock-on effect of getting back up to speed and dispatches, and then obviously with what's happening has caught up with the rest of the world.
Because I think China have got or will get back to normality faster than everyone else will.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just do it, won't they?
yeah.
Lynn says,
go on.
I wish HK would do the same thing with their Lancasters as they did with the B-17.
Yeah.
Well, we are
never know.
hopeful of that. You never know. Be nice to see a new 48th one. Acrylic rod. Somebody's saying about, can you get it once a 1-inch one? Just go on to eBay. I bought this one from a company that actually does them now in 1 mil, from 1 mil right the way up to 55 mil. Where normally there used to be gaps in the range, but now they do it literally right the way up. And that piece there cost me £9 because it's solid. But as I say, you know, there's various places. Amazon do it, usual suspects. But if you have a look online, you can buy it. But yeah, get the solid one though. That's my bit of advice. I think it looks nicer as well, to be honest. Jill, do you still have any of your old jumpers and sweaters from back in the day? If so, could you give us a fashion show? Luckily, about the time I got divorced was about the time that ended. So they've all been burnt and long gone. So yes, that's fine.
Is Ronnie Corbett jumpers?
That's it. That's the bit where I used to have just nice jumpers and hands. It was so much nicer then. The good old days in 360, you know, that was it. It was like 360 pixel.
That was cutting edge when you were doing it, really, wasn't it?
It was, absolutely. You wouldn't believe the trouble I had back before YouTube, that was. I think a lot of people don't think of that because they just remember YouTube. But YouTube didn't start till 2007, and I started doing the videos in 97, 10 years before YouTube come along. So we used to have to pay for our own server, and in those days it used to cost £660 a month, and that only held 10 videos on it. It was criminal.
It was recording in Betamax.
It was literally just before that. It was literally like Flintstones. I had some bird chiseling it.
Yeah.
It was terrible back in those days, and then YouTube came along, and you were allowed to put up, if I remember rightly, a 15-minute video was the maximum length you could do, and then that, so we teetering on going for it, and then they made it 30-minute videos, and then we moved everything from the old server onto YouTube, and we shifted over there, and then obviously they opened up everything, and then HD came along and all things like that, and now 4K and everything else. So yes.
And whatever happened to YouTube?
Matt, can you
Hello.
get the Mr. Hobby GX MT-103 sprue nippers?
Probably.
If so, can I order a pair, please? That's from Jim Hargreaves.
Yes. Tell him to send me an email, mate, please, because by the time this is done, I'll have probably forgot, or some way, just send me so I've got a paper trail of what you want. An email would be good. Do it at the sales app, please, not the PM Models one. And then, yes, I can probably get you some in, because I need to probably top up after this order comes in eventually. So, yes, I will ask.
Nigel says, do you think we'll see the 148 scale Eurofighter from Revel?
There is one.
There is what's coming back out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either just been released or it's about to be. It's in the Red Baron markings.
I could say, Nathan, can you get your 5 down from that shelf behind you? Because I know they're there from raiding your garage the other week.
Still there.
I mean the old Eurofighter, the one that they just bought out in the copper scheme.
Yeah, that's a 72 one, but they've recently just done the Red Baron special, so...
Didn't they bring that copper one out in 48th as well?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those that keeps disappearing from their range and comes back with various special decal sheets from
New
site
decal
art.
sheets, yeah.
It's
Because the single seater was out of production for ages, wasn't it? Then they bought out
Yeah.
the copper version of it.
Yeah.
You can get it, you can get it.
Is it a nice kit?
Yes. It's like the Tornado. It's fiddly and horrible to build, but it's a good kit.
But it's a complex aircraft in real life, I suppose,
Yeah.
isn't it?
The real ding-dongs around the intakes.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah,
to say the
but-
intakes because of the square and yeah.
And they've
Yeah,
got a
but-
massive great seam line that goes top to bottom in the middle of it as well. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the same. It's the curse of the flash on the moulding. That's the problem with them.
Mind you, that kit must be knocking on a little bit now.
It is.
Surely.
That's
It's
a
quite old,
proper
isn't it?
2000s, early 2000s kit.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best kit. There's nothing else out there.
Hey, look,
So-
the people at home can go off and watch. I've got it here somewhere. Hold on, where is it? It's in the classic area.
Is this the
Yeah.
32nd one?
No, 48th.
It's the
I thought
same
they bought
kit
one.
that's still popping out now.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same kit.
You've gone past it, haven't you?
Have I? Where is it?
Go up. Go up. It's on the right-hand side. Keep going up. Keep going up.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there you go. Classic build.
Nice jumpers.
Yeah,
I
look.
think it's
There you go. That's me doing those troublesome intakes with me
Yep.
bad jumpers.
yeah.
There it is. They
There you
are a
go.
right pain completely. Free to watch if you want to go off and watch that one. The full video build. I don't know how many parts that one is. One of what? How many? I don't know.
Look, it's Revell Red Baron Eurofighter.
Like and subscribe.
I had it on my sort of watch list to get the latest release because the new scheme is amazing.
Where's the 32nd one?
It's called Typhoon Baron Spirit. Let's check what scale it's in. It's 48. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Get it.
things in acrylic poles,
€30 on the Revell website.
See, I had the single seater when they went out of production, and I was going to sell it and become a millionaire. But then they bought it back out again.
Yeah, it disappears for like 18 months, then comes back once the Germans get their spray paint out and do a new special livery.
Yeah.
Came out nice, though, didn't it?
It didn't it? Yeah.
It's accurate, it's right, it's just a pain in the bum to build.
And what does the triple X stand for?
It doesn't stand
it doesn't,
for 30,
does it? That's the whole
No.
point.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that they asked him to during the First World War, was it, or some or Second World War? They'd asked somebody to paint. What was it?
I can't remember, but you're right. It was something, and it was done wrong, and it's stuck ever
Yeah,
since.
yeah. They're
It was
doing
popped
3
up.
X's instead of
Wouldn't that count as 30 Squadron?
yeah.
But it weren't.
It wasn't. It was 29 Squadron. They were supposed to do it, and they did it wrong, but it's always carried it ever since, hasn't it? Even though
somebody
it's
messed up
29
their Roman
Squadron with
numerals.
30 Squadrons markings.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody messed up the Roman numerals then, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Actually, it should have been 25 Squadron. It should have been a V or something. I don't know.
They run out of tail to fit it in. It's probably got a
Yeah.
little -1 in the corner.
Yeah. So,
Nathan will never make a politician. He's too honest.
Yeah, should be a
He's coming
politician.
out of his shell at the moment. James says, greetings from a soggy day in lockdown Detroit. And then he goes on to say a little bit under his, he doesn't know which is worse, the lockdown or doing the brass bits on the Revel 1 to 350 scale turpits.
or watching us.
Or watching us.
Yeah. It's hard to kick you when you're down, isn't it?
Yeah, just when you think it
Make
can't get any
things
worse.
Yeah. Couple of hours of us. Happy days.
Brett asked in chat if you plan to ever do a Tamiya 30-second zero, Phil.
I have. I've got one on order with PM Models.
You have, you never know. Do you know what? They might be in for all I know.
It might turn up one day. But no, to be honest, that's why we've got them coming in. Because I said me and Matt were doing our usual talking crap most mornings.
Whoa. Don't bring me on this zero one. That was not me. That was you and Andy.
No, and I just simply said it's the one kit I haven't done, wasn't it? And I said I've always quite fancied doing it, but it's not available. And then he drops me in it by saying, I reckon we could get it. And that's it. So then it was like, well, go on, then get them in then. And that's where that started from. So it's that thing. It's like double daring each other to do something. You build it, I'll get it in. It's like, oh shit, now I've got to do it. So,
Apparently, it should have been 2x plus 1x. So XX, 1x.
yeah.
So that'd be 29, and they did XX plus another x.
So he missed the one out. So
Missed the one.
Yeah. Oh
To be
dear.
honest, it's the type of thing we'd do. Do you have any Revell 148 scale Tornado GR4s in stock? The one
No.
that's on the left over Nathan's shoulder.
There's one
No.
up in an auction, though.
No, might have one
Think
pop
I
up
gave
in an
you one,
auction.
didn't
Keep an eye out for our auctions. We have them coming there. There could be a lot of Luftwaffe kits coming along and tornadoes.
Tell you what, there's some good stuff. Seriously, he has let go of some really good stuff. So there you go.
Another quick one here. B25 Liberators have a particularly sandy pinkish colour. What on earth is that colour? I can't find it anywhere. How would you mix it?
Ooh, I don't know. I know what you
I
mean.
know that
but
colour
I
he's on
don't
about.
have a clue.
The Model Master do it.
Don't know.
Because he's talked about sort of Mediterranean ones, isn't he?
Yeah, that is. It's that. Was it Strawberry Bitch,
No.
wasn't it?
Yeah, North Africa sort of Mediterranean colour.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, somebody must know. You chat somewhere. Chat up because I'm interested to know what colour that would be.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be either. Yeah, I must admit I was going to build Strawberry Bitch, the Hasegawa kit, when it came out, and that's in that colour. But I never got round to doing it, so because I ended up doing another version, did the Coastal Command one up there instead. And yes, that's a bit of a pain. Mark Jackson says metallic used for the panel behind the P51 exhaust. To be honest with you, and I've used it on this, I tend to use stainless steel for that panel. I know the one you mean. Hold on, if I go me and then go another camera, I've got cameras everywhere today. This colour in here, that one there is what I tend to use. And it is extra acrylic. So I've got it right here because I only did it yesterday. stainless steel. I tend to use polished aluminium for the rest of it, and then literally for the metally areas around engines and that, because it's got the blue hue to it. But don't be put off, because that's it on here, and it's not that blue, but it's that ring colour behind. That's normal aluminium, that's stainless steel, and that's what I tend to do on that one. I quite like the stainless steel colour. It's one of those ones I'd like to use it more. I can't think of an excuse to use it.
Christopher says the Liberator's originally straight desert sand, but the sun reacted with the paint and turned it pink.
All right.
And Neil Smalley says, Phil, Matt, got a couple of pots of Mr. Hobby Metal Dark Iron, which used to be buffable, but these aren't, even after a long stir. Did they change the recipe? Are you sure you definitely got the right buffable one? Got to be 214 is a buffable.
Yeah.
They are so confusing as a paint manufacturer.
They do
labeling.
ones that aren't buffable, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do. They're thingy numbers, right? Numbers. Where's mine? They're 204 to 20. Well, about 201 to 208. I think is the normal now. Super metallics, and then like I say, you've got them all up here. 211.
Hold on, I have the catalogue.
218, I think, is the buffer balls.
Yeah, it says they are 214.
And it's not bufferable.
Should be.
It should be.
So there you go. You've got 211 to 219. They're the buffable ones. And then you've got 201 to 206 is your normal super metallic ones.
Yeah.
Note that the metallic feeling becomes different if the clear paint is sprayed on it. I think there's something's lost in translation there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
definitely.
provides a metallic feeling when the paint surface is polished. It has the surface like metal when it is dried. The paint surface is polished with a soft cloth, though it may be painted in the same way as the former Mr. Colour.
I think feeling should have been look.
Yes, I think so.
Mm.
Can we get this stuff? I don't know what it is, but it's quite a good looking bottle, look, in pink.
No, we can't. What
Colours
number
was
is it?
developed for use on skin. Ah, look. It's body paint.
Oh, body paint.
No, we can't get that.
I think we need this range. For body paint colours, this is the future. White peach, cocoa milk, clear pale red, clear pale orange. I know a lot of girls like that. Clear pale brown.
Why, we're going into face painting on kids?
Hey, why not?
Those
Squirt
are
them in the
those,
eyes. I'm sure you
Yeah.
shouldn't put like lacquer thinners through it at the same time though. My eyes.
Yeah.
David Chandler says, question, this was chatted about at the start of the show, but where's Steve been these days?
Steve's around. He was on the forum earlier, I do believe. He's been very quiet recently, but I did notice he was on the forum earlier. But I did speak to him last week. He is alive and he is kicking. I've got a good one here, if it doesn't move. Where are we? I'm a retired Tonka painter. Posted on the forum that Owlclad makes the perfect match for desert pink.
All right.
I've never.
We'll have to have a look about that one.
Yeah.
So,
What was that again, Phil?
Okay.
What was that again?
RW Hobbies, he says he's a retired Tonka painter. He posted on the forum that Owlclad make a perfect match for desert pink. I'm just reading it out. I don't know either.
Yeah, right, that's one, right,
Apparently,
down.
Australia isn't in lockdown yet, so most people are still working. Currently working on the Ryefield model M1 Breacher. That's a good tank. I like that one. I quite
And
fancy
they
doing
stopped
that.
everybody going on Banzai Beach, or whatever. No, Bonsai Beach, wasn't it?
Bondi Beach. Bondi.
Bonsai Beach.
Bonsai. Is that what you
Bonsai
shout when you're running in the water?
Oh dear.
Stephen says, great show again, guys, from Kansas City. Great conversation. I really learn a lot. After being out of the hobby for 40 years, you make it fun. Trust us. That's the difference between us and everywhere else. As you probably can tell, we're like this all the time. This is just what we do.
Yep.
Evening chat, just a quick message to say thank you for everything you're doing, and also a quick thanks for featuring and praising my tiger diorama on the show recently. No problem, Ben. My pleasure.
Fully deserved.
Yes.
Yeah. That was stunning, that was, wasn't it?
It was.
It was. Cracking one.
Good job. Good job, Ben.
Montreal 3D says, I'll be stuck in for a bit, so I thought I might be good to tackle my 80s Airfix kits. Yep, they're awful. Are any better than others? I have a few. Take care, guys, and thanks for a great show.
Hey, actually, I'm pick up for Airfix here, right?
Go on.
Their 80s kits, their helicopter kits from that era are very good.
Right.
There you go.
So there you go. You've got any helicopter kits? But we did say, didn't we, the other afternoon when we were talking on the other live show, wasn't it? We did come up with a couple which actually were pretty good.
Yeah. I can't remember which though, can you?
No, but we did come up with a handful. Well, actually, we did say, actually, those kits aren't bad.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And I need an Airfix catalogue to help me out here, and I ain't got one here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna think off the top of my head. I mean, Airfix have gone through and reissued a lot of their catalogue, haven't they?
Yes.
They've placed their own moulds,
Yeah.
new ones, but off the top of my head, I mean, this.
No, but I'm saying like the Puma, the Gazelle,
Yeah.
the Jolly Green Giant, the Sea Sprite. They're all half decent kits. I'm not sure about their Lynxes in 72nd, to be honest.
Dennis says, Phil's competition, Genesis hobby, and a big smiley. There's more than enough room in the hobby for two, isn't there?
There's more than enough room for everybody.
I was going to say, I might
Spread the love.
have started this type of thing, but definitely there's a lot of room for everyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been members.
Yeah, they've all been members. And then they go off and set up their own little thing, so good luck to them.
So anyway, lads, when we're splinter grouping.
Yeah, that's it. I'm waiting for this lot to all bugger off.
Malcolm's asking about the Airfix 148 ME109F.
Oof, no, I have built that. Oof.
Yeah,
Ooh.
there's better
Ooh.
ones out there now, aren't there?
Yeah, no, don't go there unless you really, really, really have to. That is old. That's an old kit. Blimey. Because I built the one with the green heart on the side. Oh, God, yeah. I might
The
have found
Hartman
it.
one.
Probably, I don't know whose it was. Yeah, it could
It's
have
got a
been.
green heart. It was Hartman's marking, wasn't it? He had it on
Yeah.
his. I've done the 32nd one.
Yes, an old kit. Get the
Chris,
egg
have you got a
on.
link up to that Alclad Desert
Yeah.
Pink, and it does look on the screen. I know it's dodgy to say that, but it does look nice. Alclad 2 mil spec, airbrush ready enamel paint.
Ooh.
Enamels, eh?
They're going to make a comeback, trust me. Next few years, enamels will be the
Will be
new
on tinlets again.
will be the new lacquers. No, I think they might actually sort the packaging out better.
Yeah.
But I really do think somebody's going to re-release a range of enamel paints.
To be honest, I tell you, those enamel paints, you always remember as a kid, and everyone's going to go, yes, it's true. They were literally cockroach paints. Because if you ever had a bonfire, you'd always find one kicking in the ash at the bottom, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just saying,
Yeah.
just saying. Everybody did. They're like cockroaches of the paint world.
You can't
So-
kill them.
They would. There could be an apocalypse, and all that'd be left, right, is cockroaches and Humbrol tinlets.
I've got 30-odd-year-old paint behind me in a drawer, and it's still perfectly
That's
usable.
what I mean. You see, that's what it is. It'll become a commodity when the apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
So it's oh God, I can't even say it. Say it for me, Nate. Now, I meant, I can't say the word.
Huh?
I can't
Sounds
say the
like
word.
2 syllables.
Yeah,
Look
what,
at the Borg. It's like
Is it a book?
I love my Humbrol tinlets. I think I quite like the tinlets.
I do like the tinlet. I think it's a very nice little design. It's a bit messy by today's standard, trying to get it off, flicking it everywhere, dropping the lid wrong side up, clearly.
Yeah.
The trouble is as well, when you stir them, you end up flicking more on yourself. When you're trying to get the thick stuff out the bottom, it just like spills over the side, flicks everywhere. It weren't a great design, them tinlets, were they? Really?
No.
It's the lip on the side, and you would always end up welding the lid in. And after a few years, the lid would all be bent and twisted and.
Oh yeah, and then it wouldn't seal, and then your paint dry out.
No.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could decant them into like dropper bottles.
Well, if you mixed it a bit of enamel thinners.
Do you know what I mean? Because then at least you could put them in a paint shaker, like a nail shaker thing, and mix them up.
They just stink as well.
Yeah, they do smell a bit.
Yeah.
Neil Smalley says, does that make Phil and Nathan Sith the rule of two, one master and and then the apprentice?
Oh, that's it. No.
Or Yoda and Luke. It looks like Yoda, obviously.
Yeah, Yoda and Luke. That's probably more like it.
And you start talking backwards.
Yeah, that's it. Here's one. Phil and the team. Have you ever, I think, been stabbed or cut yourself with a scalpel? What's the worst damage you've experienced in the hobby?
Go on, Phil.
Well, say mine's quite a one. I super glued, and I have the scar to this day where I super glued myself to the cutting mat properly. In those days, I used to have a small piece of tape, and if you go back through the videos, you'll see it, and it was always here. So I used to get a bit of super glue, and I never removed it, and it was on this bit of tape. And then one day I was doing something really fiddly, and I was like this for a good couple of minutes, and then when I went like that, I've got it stuck to me. And I ended up having, because I didn't have any debonder, and to this day I always keep debonder now within reach. Every time I do, you know, anywhere I set up a bench or anything, I've always got a debonder, because I ended up having to cut the cutting mat off my arm. Wasn't good. And then the worst one past that for pure pain though was when I did a live show building a certain launch pad for a space shuttle out of cardboard, and I was live on air and I was cutting the cardboard with a bloody great pair of scissors, and I actually cut between my fingers really bad. So because I'm live and I'm an idiot, I literally put my hand down and I've got blood now, and I'm trying to keep it calm and everything. So I put super glue to super glue it up so I could carry on the show. So, and then I got some kicker, and then I sprayed it with kicker. And then literally it was like one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life, because it was literally, I might as well be holding molten lead. It burned, and I could hear it crackling and hissing. I had smoke coming out between my fingers. So, and I still carried on.
Proper trooper.
It is, between that and throwing up the other week. So yes, that's my two worst ones.
I've been putting nose weight into a model with super glue, and I was holding it, and it's like run all down my hand, come out the cockpit, and it's like literally all over my hand, and so covered it. But I've also dropped my scalpel a few times, nearly hitting my feet, but once I dropped it and it landed in my lap.
I thought you were going to say something else when you went fur.
It was very close, put it that way.
You were nearly circumcised.
It was very close.
He's gone to casualty with his chair. He's stuck himself to the chair.
I think we all must have had them all with super glue and sharp knives. I think it's it's not the safest hobby sometimes, is it?
No.
I think super glue is more dangerous than scalpel.
Super glue. I've super glued my fingers together that many times and got it. Yeah, it's just
I famously on camera was looking at some paint.
Yes, we remember this one.
And I was like looking at the consistency of it, and ended up pouring it all over my keyboard.
So now he's got no letters. So if he ever writes you a message, now you know why I can't spell it. He can't see.
Like the Enigma code.
Yeah, that's it. So go on then, Nathan.
I think I'm just the same. I've occasionally glued. I've cut myself once or twice, nothing too bad, but I've glued myself to various bits of furniture. and bits of models, and you're there with a scalpel. I haven't got debonder, so I have to get the scalpel out and try and cut around the bit I've glued to myself. Nothing serious, touch wood.
James says, always have debonder on hand, if you pardon the pun.
Yeah, mine's in front of me.
Ian says, whatever happened to Pixie? Love the sci-fi shows. Yeah, Pixie left a couple of years ago now. She's moved on to pastures new.
She has.
Iron Man says, I'm aware there's a huge delay. Oh, we've already read that one. Sorry, that's that B-17 one.
C-17, yeah.
Yeah, C-17.
Is that real? 72 scale C-17.
Yeah, apparently. That's going to be big.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll say wasn't it at Telford? They said it was going to be put back. But now obviously that could be anything.
Double put back in it, double, triple put back now.
Apparently, sorry, the A400M wings are still being built at Filton.
That's down Bristol end, isn't it?
David says, question, can you take it in turns to tell us if you guys can recall the first model kit you ever built?
Remember?
I've got it here. That's why I've got it.
I can't remember what it was, but it would have been a Matchbox kit. But
Yeah.
I can't remember which Matchbox kit it would have been for myself. But yeah, it definitely would have been Matchbox because I used to deliver I used to have a paper round, and the shop that I used to work for used to sell Matchbox model kits. So when I got my wages, I would have bought a kit. So yeah. Apart from that, it's like my dad used to build them for me, so they used to be on the shelf on my bed. So I think it did pretty much all the range, I think, over a few years.
Cool, very good.
So my dad also did a lot of model building as well, so like, yeah, that's how I started doing it. I'm not the earliest kit I can actually remember building was a Tamiya A10. 48th one.
Wow.
But that wouldn't have been the first one I ever built.
God, he was posh, wasn't he? Afforded a Tamiya kit. Jesus. Mine was 49p. It says so still on the sticker.
That's the earliest one I can ever remember building, but that wouldn't have been the first kit I built, but no, can't remember.
What about you, Neve?
Mine was an Airfix F4 Phantom, the B version, the sort of pale grey white thing. That was it. I've not got the kit anymore, but somewhere in here I've got the offcuts of the decal sheet still.
Oh, I've got loads of offcuts of old decal sheets and instructions. I say, and I've got a few old box tops as well in the tub.
Yeah.
But yeah, blimey, go through the old Airfix and Matchbox sort of instruction sheets. I've got loads.
Tamiya A10 came out in 1977.
There you go.
I remember my friend building that when we were kids. I remember a friend having that kit, and I thought it was amazing at the time.
Mark gets a brownie point because he uses Flory products and loves them.
Yay!
No, we don't know when the SU-25 is coming out by Kitty Hawk. Again, they've said it's out, and I believe it is out in the Far East now, but when we will see it over here, because of everything that's going on, I'm not sure. And as for raiment, yes, a pullover or a sweater, that's what a jumper is. It doesn't mean I'm jumping up and down whilst modelling. It's just that, to be honest with you, I was young, I was stupid, and some of my outfits I used to wear, because all you would see is literally my chest usually and some arms, and that's all it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. I can't even remember when I did my first one in front of camera. Got a feeling that must have been around about 2007-ish, 2008, maybe when we moved over to YouTube, but yeah, something like that.
That was nerve-wracking.
Eh?
I said, I bet that was nerve-wracking.
It was, because in those days, I don't even know how it happened. A lot of people were asking to see my face on camera and that type of thing. So I thought, I'll just do a little thing. So I just sort of sat there of the camera, and it's like, you know, hello, this is me, this is what we sort of do, and everyone really liked it. Loads of feedback, people saying, oh, it's great to see you, keep a little thing on. So then I used to do, literally, I'd just do a little bit to camera like this, and then the rest of it was just heads down, and I wouldn't do it. But a lot of people prefer the interaction as I do it, obviously, of talking to the camera and then doing it down and everything, and then using multiple cameras. And, you know, now when we use 4 cameras, it's a bit of a handful. It'd be so much easier just to have an overhead and just do it like that. You know?
It's gone from young and stupid to old and...
Well, it is, because if you look at me, only like literally, I was looking at one the other day, some of the old ones, and it was only like 7 years ago, and I look like I'm about 12. I think I've aged badly. The years aren't going kind now.
Yeah, well. The thing I think, like some of the other guys who do modelling on, you know, on the YouTube channels and stuff, and you just do see the hands.
Yeah.
I don't know, just show your face. It's a bit more personal, innit, I suppose. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because you want to see, with natural curiosity, to see what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A rapport.
Yeah, I think, yeah, from my point of view, I've always liked doing it to the camera, because like I always say, I build as if I'm building with my friends. So you talk to your friends, and that's why I do it. So I've always done that thing of, like, you know, it's not like you've got an audience or members or subscription, you know, everyone's my mate. So I'm just building it and talking to my mate. So I try and talk as if, you know, and answering the questions of how I'm doing it at that point. And I think that just makes it a lot easier. That's why I've never used a script. I think I used a script once, and it sounded horrendous. And the thing is, you can hear when people are using a script, and, you know, they've obviously done multiple takes of something as well. And it's like, my one tends to be, a review is my worst one. Because when I do a review, I get the box here and I say, hello and welcome to Flory Models. I'm Flory. Today we're going to be reviewing. And then my mind just gives up. And I can't remember what it is. And I have to look at the box to read it. Even though, you know, I've got it in my head what it is, or I'll say it wrong or mispronounce it, which is pretty much normal. And that's the worst one. And so sometimes as well, if it's like a Monday, or I've had a bit of time off from doing a review, it takes a little bit to get back into it. And just to get that first line out is always the hardest. As soon as you've done it, that's it, I'm on a roll, I'm good to go. I'll shoot it in one. But apart from that, normally it takes 2 or 3 times to get the right wording or the pronunciation or whatever it is, you know. Especially if it's a really difficult one. Like my nemesis is German armour. As everyone clearly knows, with a strum tiger or whatever it was, instead of a stern tiger. I've left it in because I couldn't be bothered. It was like, do you know what? I think that's comedy value. I'm going to leave that there. But I must admit, many years ago, when we were having a bit of trouble with the haters, one of the worst things I did was I used to have a particular handful of people who used to like trolling me. So I used to know what used to wind them up, so I deliberately do it, and it's almost like you're feeding the trolls. And now I don't do it anymore. But at the time, it used to be my little bit of fun. So I deliberately use a word because they told me I've done it wrong. It's pronounced whichever, and I would deliberately use the other one just to wind them up because I knew it used to wind them up, and it used to be very, very bad. I don't do it anymore, but you know, 6-7 years ago, that was my hobby, winding up trolls. So.
God.
Wait, look, everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah.
You can't just do this all the time.
True.
Can I let everyone into a... I was going to say, can I let everyone into a bit of a secret? We actually do this pretty much every single day.
Yeah, we're on Skype most nights, aren't we?
Just it's not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The unfiltered version.
But we do actually get some modelling done as well in between.
Yeah.
But I mean, I figure with the review, because I have done one review and that was Car Crash TV. My review was awful looking. Oh God! But you do, because you sit there, you know what in your head, you know what you're going to say. You goes like this, bang, right, camera's rolling, blah blah blah. Mine just went whack, blank, and it was a car kit. And at the time, I was working on cars, so I don't know where around. I couldn't remember what a suspension bit was, an exhaust, just really, you know. Easy things to remember, and it just completely just blanked on me.
My worst one is when you lot are all here, and sometimes the guys will bring kits down and they're going to go straight back with them. So I'll do the review with them in the room. That's not a good idea, because I've got them all usually sat around me here, either making stupid remarks, comments, or noises as I'm trying to be deadly serious and professional. So I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know Andy's done a review, haven't you? You've done a couple of reviews, and they're not the easiest to do. You think,
They're
oh,
not,
just
no,
pull it out the
it's-
box and, look at the sprues and look through the instructions, and it's just like, no.
it's trying not to go,
Yeah.
and like you
Yeah.
said, and then
Yeah.
like you said, when you get to a part, you just like lumps and bumps when you can't
Yeah.
think what something's called.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
when I use words like, if I haven't got a clue what it is, because you've got the part, especially with armour, and it's like I only know what a torsion bar suspension is. I know that bit, and obviously I know like drive, sprockets, and stuff. The rest of it I haven't got a clue, so I just call it running gear. That's
Yeah.
my get out because I haven't got a clue what it is. So I either call it, like if it's gearboxy, I call it transmission, drive, and running gear. That's what I get away with because I don't know what the parts are called individually. So
I've said it before. People who are watching this, just get a kit. Don't put any camera, but do a review. Just review it and just see how you get on.
it is fun. It is fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. I didn't.
The SU-33 I did, which is on the site, the review for that. I think I did that 3 times, and I had to put the bags back in. And I ripped one of the bags when I did it the second time, and I had to like do it so it didn't look like the bag was open when I took it back out again. So I took it so it looked like it was still.
Well, yeah, if they're just like taped to, like a resealable bag,
Yeah.
then obviously if you make a mess of it, you're not too bad, are you? But like proper sealed bags, if
Yeah,
you
you have to
that
cut
open,
into them.
that's it, isn't it? It's a one
Sharp,
take
isn't it?
job, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely an art form.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Neil says, "Any tips on making undercarriage interesting? It's always part I like least."
I'd say do it first. Build
Brake
that
lines.
early. And
Yeah,
whether
I was
it's
going to
lines,
say stick some
yeah.
brake lines on it,
Yeah, a wash and
some wiring. So obviously
Yeah.
sometimes depending on obviously on the aircraft, if it's got lights on the gear, give it the wiring. That livens it all up.
they have quite a lot of fluid leaks as well, don't they? Like
Yeah.
brown sort of straining, streaking and stuff like that. But if you hate a bit, do it early in the build.
Weapons and
Yeah.
ordnances. Oh God, you get to the end and it's like, oh, I've got all them to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
do them first. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes if I've got like tracks, I'm not a particular fan of tracks or road wheels
Yeah.
on tanks. I tend to get them out of the way if I can, or break it down into, do 20 per night or something, do it that way.
yeah. So,
Chris
Right.
says, "Sorry, I got mate."
I was just saying, it's 9:30. What time are we calling it tonight?
Yeah, I was going to say we'll call it quits in a second.
Let me just get
I was
these
gonna
couple ones
say.
in. Chris says, "I remember finding Flory Models by searching for a review of the Hobby Boss F84F."
Mm.
And Richard says, "I remember Phil's review of the MiG-21. He called it a MiG-19.
Didn't have enough on it.
Hey,
And
to
you
be
put
honest, I did that the other day. I was calling that MiG one Nathan lad, wasn't it?
Yeah,
19.
What was that? A 19?
17.
Yeah, you were calling it 17, weren't you?
A 17. That was it. So I had to dub myself back again.
Overdub.
Overdub. But yeah, sometimes you say you get the worst thing is when you get it in your head that it's
Yeah.
something, even though it's not. Like the MiG was a classic because I'm calling it a MiG 19. It was a MiG 17, and I told myself before I started 17, 17, 17. So hello, here we've got the Airfix MiG 19. So then I did it, and then only in editing it was like, no, it's a 17. So I come back down in here, say 17 in about 20 different versions of saying 17, take it back upstairs, cut it, edit it, so my lips say 19, but you'll hear 17 over it. And that happens quite a lot, to be honest, on various things. So during the editing, you're like, why did I say that? I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, and I still say the wrong thing. So occasionally it does happen. So
Cool.
never mind, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Lenny says, "Evening all. Sorry, I'm late."
We're just
Right.
leaving.
Yeah, we just got...
Right, okay, so plan of action is, are you in tomorrow, guys?
Tomorrow
I'm putting you on the
afternoon.
spot because we haven't pre-discussed this at all. But
No,
a live show tomorrow
Or
afternoon?
evening.
What time are you
Afternoon.
thinking?
Well, if we do an afternoon, we can either do a 3 till 5 or we do 2 till 3. I don't know. I can work around you guys. I don't go anywhere. I'm sad.
3 o'clock would be better for me, I think.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
We can.
Yeah.
I could jump on a bit late.
Yeah.
Say
No, that's
half.
fine. Cool. All right then. So what we'll do tomorrow then, guys, we'll carry on with our coronavirus COVID-19 special. Well, I'll crack on with this little guy down in here. In the morning, I'll get a bit more done to the old MIG. I'll get the clear coat onto that so that can sit and ready for a wash and stuff, and we can carry on. So if you want to join us live tomorrow afternoon, and then what we'll do the weekly roundup part of the show as well with that one, and we can have a look around the PM store and all the bits and pieces we always do on a Friday as well. So that'd be great.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a quick run and see what we've done tonight?
What, have you actually not done anything? I don't think we need to bother tonight. I've been yapping.
Absolutely. Finish up.
Yeah, back on it tomorrow.
Yes, and as Chris mentions, I have to say it, don't forget everyone to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that subscription bell.
Oh,
Yep.
just like it, Phil.
Oh, they've arrived?
Yeah,
Cool, that was good.
yeah. See you, look.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. That was good service, that then, wasn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
Good, fantastic. Yes, like and subscribe, everybody. We'll see if we can get over 100 likes. That'd be good. It'll be the first time ever. So, yes. Oh, it's going up. 60. There you go. It's like being an auctioneer. Any advance on 60. We won't leave until I get over 100. So I've never had more than 100 likes. So that'd be quite cool. Right, okie dokie then. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. It's been our absolute pleasure as always. We will see you tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock then, live for a couple of hours, and we'll go through everything. And we'll do some work tomorrow. We'll be doing some building. We'll get up on with this little guy, and I'll probably do a little bit of work to the MIG and the things like that as well. So it'd be a thing. Thank you very much for joining me, team. As always, you've been stars.
No problem.
So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in live chat. Thank you to everybody in YouTube land and all the rest of it. We will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So happy modelling. Take care and good night. Wave everyone.
See you later.
Bye.